Hey, what's up? It's Chris here from Chris's Sci-Fi Reactions. Today we're here with another classic Doctor Who. This is the Aztecs Part 3. Last episode we ended with Latoxel asking Barbara to save Ian to prove that she's a goddess. Really looking forward to seeing how this story concludes in its final 2 episodes. If you want the full uncut unedited reaction, it's available on Patreon, listed in the description below. And let's just get straight on into this.
My servant dies, so does Klatoxel.
Ooh, yeah, way to go, Barbara.
Put it down. I did as you commanded. Now you must obey me. Those who serve me shall not be punished.
So be it.
It's just interesting seeing the Doctor just stand there. I was thinking, oh, man. The Doctor knew who would have such a problem with that.
It was a trick. He did not know that I was to fight Ian. He promised to help me if I told him the secret of my father's work. What happened?
I must question him about it.
Latoxel. What of Ian? He was at my mercy.
So shall he be again, I promise it.
And next time you will honor your promise.
Was humiliated. He will not forget, nor will he forgive.
I did as he commanded.
But not as he expected.
What did he want? A miracle?
We all awaited it.
Why should I use divine powers when human ability will suffice?
Yet Taxa has spoken.
The priest
Damn.
whose knowledge of plants has served me well.
I'm delighted.
What Barbara's doing
What
is
manner of servant are you?
Go away, Latoxel.
I'm curious.
making a big mistake, I think.
First you tried to give Ixta a victory.
Ixta cheated me.
I wonder.
I am faithful to my friends.
Yet you deceive your Taxa.
Not at all.
You try to get into the tomb without her knowledge. What is it you want from the tomb?
What is it you want from me?
I want but one thing. Proof that she is a false goddess.
Then open the tomb.
He is.
Poison and the aged servant of your Taxa.
Did the doctor help you?
Your friends make strange allies, Ian.
Did he know you were going to fight me?
No.
Sorry about me clearing my throat. Unfortunately, I have a cold. I wish I didn't, but I
Let me
do.
help you. Now that I have proved that I can be the victor, we two can be friends for the little while that you have left to live.
You are well versed in these matters, Tonila. Just as the old man helped Ixta defeat Ian, so shall you help me destroy the false Taxa.
Ian!
I cannot do this. No, I will not. Destroy the gods and we destroy ourselves.
The gods are immortal, are they not?
Yes.
Then how can
True.
we, mere flesh and blood, destroy them?
But did you not
Very
suggest you
true.
have knowledge of poisons against your Taxa?
Then I'm grateful to him. You carry cocoa beans.
Why do you take such risks?
Because I overheard something that Latoxel said to Tonilla.
Tonilla?
We can get into that tomb and leave them alone.
Yes. Ian, someone coming.
We greet your Taxa.
What do you want here?
I come before your Taxa in humility.
Such quiet words do you credit?
We have both spoken hot words and thought black deeds, and I must be the one to find a common ground.
Klatoxel, you do believe me to be a Taxa?
I shall proclaim you when we stand together before the people.
Then I would have you perform one small service. For as I prove my faith in you, so must you prove yours to me.
Tell me quickly that I may obey and all the past be forgotten.
Drink first.
What?
Drink it! So this is your friendship. You defile this temple. Get out of my sight! Oh, sweet favored man. You have declared your love for me, and I acknowledge and accept your gentle proposal.
Oh, jeez. So the doctor's engaged.
Tanila,
All are diligent in their studies.
and how does Yataxa's hand?
But what is the way? She is too clever. Her handmaiden. Alone in the seminary.
She's intelligent, but self-willed.
Tell me about her.
One day, in the presence of Ortlock and myself, she said she would only marry someone of her own choosing.
She would not marry on advice or for honor.
Not unless she chose the man.
Then we must find a suitable husband for her, Tanila. Yataxa's weakness lies not in herself, but in her servants.
Quite true.
Doesn't include me. Let him die if he wants to die, but don't ask me to marry him.
It is the Aztec law, Susan.
Well, it's barbaric. I won't do it. I won't.
For this, you will be most severely punished.
But Tanila,
She has broken the law. It must be reported to Latoxel.
Ugh.
whatever's in my power, I shall do.
You're monsters. All of you monsters.
Oh, damn.
Order Latoxel to release her.
But Susan will be punished first, before the sacrifice.
And I don't think he's just trying to kill Ian for, you know, honor. I think he just wants to kill Ian for the sake of killing him.
Yes, it does move. Good. Yes, exactly. I was just about to do that.
I myself could not sleep.
Oh, dear, what pity.
That stone must be replaced.
Oh, yes, somebody must have moved it, I suppose, and they had a reason. I should leave it where it is.
The garden would be ruined.
What do you mean, ruined?
There's a tunnel. My father built it. A watercourse from a lake in the hills. Would you see the garden flooded?
Oh, it's perfectly dry.
There's a small gate near the entrance by the lake. It is opened and closed often. I must replace the stone before the tunnel fills with water.
Not good, not good. Oh, I thought he was lying about the water. Next episode, The Day of Darkness. Another good episode. I don't think it was as good as the first two, but it was still a good episode. That being said, you know. I'd still be looking at probably giving the story a 9 or an 8. Unless the next episode is, you know, just like this one, a bit average, I'd say I'll still go an 8 or a 9. But let's break it down anyway. Sorry, I always have a little bit of issue with breaking down this Doctor Who, and it takes ages to sort of load the screen. I don't know why this is happening. Okay, we start off after the end of the last episode. Barbara grabs a knife and holds it to Latoxel's throat, saying that, you know, if Exeter doesn't let Ian go, or allows him to live, she'll kill Latoxel. I don't blame her. He's not exactly the nicest man. But then, obviously, Ixta says, yep, that's fine. Well, he's obviously upset that he didn't get to kill Ian, but yeah. Then we have it here, Barbara, and sort of talking to Ortlock saying, why should I use divine powers if human ability will suffice? Which is a good answer. Here we have them talking about sort of the end of the Aztecs, and she's trying to warn him about it. Latoxel talking to the doctor, you know, wanting to know and prove that she's a false goddess. Doctor sort of saying, yes, well, you know, if you help us get into the tomb, you'll find the answers you want. The doctor Ian finds out it was the doctor that helped Ixta win him the victory over him. Ian sort of is then finds out that it was because Ixta offered him non-existent plans. Then we have here Ian over listening to Latoxel and Camela, is it? Oh, no. Latoxel, I've forgotten his name. But they're planning on sort of proving that Barbara is a false goddess, and they decide poison is the best way. Here we have Ortlock and Kameka. Yeah, sorry if I'm mixing up the names. Camilla, is it? Or Kameka. It's one of them. I think it's Kameka. Talking about cocoa, its special meaning. Then the doctor sort of helps make the cocoa. The doctor heads off to go and speak to, I'm not sure who he was going to see. He just said, wait here. Ian then has words with Barbara about that, you know, she's under the impression that Latoxel is evil and Ortlock represents the majority of the Aztecs, but when really, in reality, it's the opposite way around. Ortlock is the exceptional one, and Latoxel is sort of the one that represents what many of the Aztecs believe, the fact that they want to, you know, they're happy to die so they can go and see the gods. Barbara then sort of comes to the realization that, yeah, I can't change them, you know. And Ian's like, you can't fight an entire way of life. And I totally agree. She just comes to this realization finally that she just can't do anything to change the way they live. Which this is very much sort of it is the first time in Doctor Who history that we get the idea of, no, there are just some things you cannot change. Although I think they're sort of, in this episode, taking the approach that you can't change anything, you know, any history. I don't think it's like New Who, where they sort of take the approach of some things you can't change, whereas others you can. And we have them talking about leaving as quickly as possible. Here we have Ortlock and the other guy trying to test her with poison, and that Latoxel will ask for forgiveness if it's proven that she doesn't die. Here we have Barbara realizing that it's poison, or sort of Ian telling her not to drink. And this is where Barbara comes forward and says, I am not your taxa to Latoxel, but she said, no one will believe you, and if you try and tell him, she'll have the people destroy him, which is pretty cool. And then, I hate this thing. Then we have Ian comforting Barbara. And here we find out that Kameka, Camilla, I think it's Kameka, proposes to the doctor. Well, actually, I think because he made the cocoa, she said, I accept your proposal. So the doctor sort of unknowingly proposed to her. Here we have all of them talking. Not sure what they were talking about here. Here we have them talking about that maybe they could use Susan, the handmaiden, as a weapon against Barbara. So that he says, she refused to have a person marry her, that it was her choice who she marries. He then asks, I will take her as my bride, and she refuses, which is against the law. And yeah, so she'll be punished. Here she refers to them as monsters. They're all just a bunch of monsters. Not sure that's accurate, but I can understand why she is calling them monsters. Here she looks so human. She's actually got tears coming out of her eyes, instead of just screaming like she always does. Okay. Here we have Latoxel saying that, there's a person that spoke out publicly against their teachings and they need to be punished. Barbara then eventually comes round and says yes when she believes it's Ortlock that, suggested it. Here we have the doctor talking to Ian, very much about a possible way into the tomb from the garden, and Ian sort of laughing that the doctor's engaged and has a fiancée. Here Ortlock tells Barbara who is supposed to be punished, and Ortlock says, well, you have to choose either your handmaiden or the Aztec people. Pretty hard decision to make. Here we have the doctor and Ian in the garden looking for the secret way in. They find it. Ian goes down while the doctor keeps watch. Ixta then comes up to the garden, sort of says to the doctor, nice night for a walk, and then says he has to close the entrance to the tomb in order to prevent the garden from flooding, which makes sense. And yeah, then Ian's terrified that he's going to drown. Okay, so that was the breakdown of Doctor Who, The Aztecs Part 3. Yeah, not the strongest of the episodes that we've had so far. It'll be interesting to see what the next and final episode will be like. It's still a pretty good story, nonetheless, and it's good that it misses out on the sci-fi component. That being said, I think that's all for now. I will see you next time for the final installment of this story. The full uncut, unedited reactions available on Patreon, linked in the description below, as well as my social media accounts, Facebook and Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.